Welcome to the Brooks Center for the Performing Arts. Please take a moment to locate your nearest emergency exit. Exits are located in the front, in the rear, and on the sides of the auditorium. Thank you.
Please stand if you are able. Today's processional begins with the candidates for the doctoral degree, accompanied by their academic advisors. The stage party is being led by Clemson University Marshal, Dr. Lauren Duffy.
please stand if you are able for our national anthem performed by Ainsley Hollingsworth Senior in Performing Arts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I hereby open Clemson University's doctoral hooding ceremony. I now invite Dr. John Lopes, Associate Provost and Dean of the Graduate School, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Duffy. Our first speaker is one of the students graduating with us this afternoon. We're always looking for ways to put our students at the center of everything we do. So each semester, we oversee a process in which a group of graduate students and postdoc scholars select a graduating doctoral student to address their fellow graduates. Today, I'm honored to introduce soon-to-be Dr. Bailey Meehan from the Materials Science program in the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences.
Congratulations, class of 2024. As you know, this ceremony is the culmination of a massive amount of hard work. Everyone takes their own path to a doctoral degree. Some of you may have just spent a few years here in Clemson. Some of you may have been here for 8 or 10 through multiple degrees. I think I might have all you beat, though, seeing as I've been here for 26 years. But not all those were in grad school. I can proudly say that I'm a Clemson Tiger, born and raised. I spent the vast majority of my life just minutes from the university. Clemson, South Carolina is an interesting place, simultaneously a quaint rural town in southern Appalachia and a cultural melting pot of global students and faculty. There are certainly few places like it. This community is inextricably linked to the university for which it is named. The heart of this town beats to the rhythm of the academic calendar. I grew up surrounded by Clemson faculty as my coaches, scoutmasters, Sunday school teachers, and neighbors. As a kindergartner, I'd probably met more people with doctorates than the average person meets in their lifetime. These community members were teaching me long before my matriculation, but I wasn't being taught calculus or thermodynamics. These were life lessons, things like organization, teamwork, perseverance, compassion, and morality, skills that were preparing me for success regardless of whether I went to college at all. I know the exposure to these people and concepts were a privilege not everyone has, but regardless of where you grew up, I'm certain that each of you are a product of your environment, and that each of you could, without much trouble, provide a long list of those who nurtured you, inspired you, and guided you to the place you are today. As we stand here in celebration of this great accomplishment, remember, none of us did it alone. I was fortunate to meet Dr. John Bellato, my now PhD advisor, as a member of the community when I was a child. I had no idea what kind of work Dr. Bellato did, something science-y, I inferred. All I knew was that he seemed to be featured in just about every issue of Clemson World magazine that showed up in our mailbox. So whatever it was, he had to be pretty good at it, right? So in the 7th grade, when we had to spend a day job shadowing someone as part of our career education, I knew just who I wanted to ask. With the exception of one meeting where he pawned me off on some unlucky grad student, Dr. Blotto spent the whole day teaching me about his research and what it meant to be a scientist. Now as a grad student, many times struggled to fit a small square into the slivers of blank space on Dr. Blotto's Outlook calendar. The fact that he spent a whole day with a shy 13-year-old is unfathomable, nigh a negligence of his duties. Yet he agreed to it anyway, and without it, I don't know where I would be today. I doubt I would even have known that material science and engineering was something you could major in. As each of you venture forth into your careers, I remind you that none of you got this far without a little help, and I urge you to help pull the next person along. Yeah, you have a doctorate now, but remember, no one is beneath you. In fact, it's often those who are at first glance unworthy of your time who need your help the most. When I was in the 5th grade, I was part of the pilot program for a new outreach organized by Dr. Melissa Smith called Future Engineers, an after-school program which seeks to get local elementary-age kids excited about STEM. This is the t-shirt that I got from that program in 2009. I was a 5th grader during the first year of this program, so I'm pretty sure I'm the first participant from Future Engineers to graduate with a degree in engineering, and I'm almost certain that I'm the first participant to get a PhD in engineering. If you're observant, you'll notice I don't quite fit into this t-shirt anymore. And if you're doing the math, you'll realize that was 15 years ago. Investing in people is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It may be decades before you see results. You may never personally see them, but that does not mean they're not worth your while. A small dedication of time and effort to enable those around you to meet their potential can improve the world by orders of magnitude. This place, this community, and this university have undoubtedly influenced every fiber of my being. I will admit that Clemson has not always been everything I've wanted it to be. There is, of course, always room for improvement, but as they say, there's something in these hills, and there's no place I would rather call home. I hope in your comparatively brief stays in Clemson that each of you can pinpoint some way in which Clemson has helped build you into the person you are today. As we now set off on the next steps in our journeys, and yes, I promise I'm actually leaving this time, I know I'll carry this place with me always, and I sincerely hope that you can say the same. Wherever you go from here, I hope you remember that the legacy of the Clemson family starts with us. It starts with lending a helping hand, with investing in our communities, and with breathing hope into the next generation. Congratulations, and go Tigers.
Well, thank you, Bailey. Thank you for reminding us that investing in other people is always worth time and effort, well spent. I think I could actually kind of pick out Mom and Dad from the crowd. They were holding up phones, videotaping this thing, and they're sitting up there. Congratulations. Yeah. I want to thank all the student nominees who obviously took great care writing their entries as well. I would have been proud to have any of them up here today. And now I'm happy to introduce Dr. Natasha Kroom, Associate Dean of the Graduate School, who will recognize 2 of our award winners this evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. It is my pleasure and an honor to recognize faculty and staff who work with and on behalf of graduate students and their colleagues to enhance and elevate graduate education experiences each and every day. The Distinguished Graduate Student Support Staff Award is presented to one staff member to recognize and celebrate their excellence in supporting graduate student success. This year's recipient is Irina Kurtanova. Arena is the Student Services Manager in the Department of Mechanical Engineering in the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences. One person wrote, "What truly sets Arena apart is her genuine passion to serve our students. She possesses a deep understanding of their needs and consistently goes the extra mile to ensure their success." Demonstrating this sentiment, another student nominator stated, "She is the cornerstone of our academic and personal support system. Her ability to listen, understand, and counsel students facing academic or personal difficulties is unparalleled. I particularly see this for international students who face the daunting task of adapting to a new cultural and academic environment." Several students wrote about how Arena's initiatives and efforts, including organizing Diwali, Eid, and Chinese New Year celebrations, advising the ME Grad Student Council, and co-organizing the Women in Mechanical and Automotive Engineering organization, have had a profound impact on their experiences. Thank you, Arena, for all you do, and congratulations. Our next award this evening is the Distinguished Doctoral Mentoring Award. Tonight's recipient is Dr. Lisa Benson. Dr. Benson is Professor of Engineering and Science Education in the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences. From one of the doctoral candidate nominators, while the term excellence often characterizes mentorship, it falls short of capturing the profound impact Dr. Benson has had on my life. Her mentorship transcends academia. It is about nurturing the whole person. As I mourned the tragic loss of my father at the beginning of my doctoral journey, Dr. Benson's unwavering support became my lifeline. She didn't just offer academic guidance, she provided solace, understanding, and a guiding light through my darkest days. She held my hand when it needed holding and helped me to release the shame I felt on days of low productivity. Another nominator shared, "What truly sets Lisa apart, however, is her humility and selflessness. Despite her numerous accomplishments and accolades, she remains remarkably humble and grounded. She leads by example, embodying the values of integrity, resilience, and compassion in everything she does. Her humility is a constant reminder that authentic leadership is not about personal recognition or accolades, but rather about lifting others up and empowering them to reach their full potential." Thank you, Dr. Benson, for all you continue to do to elevate our graduate students and postdoctoral and fellow colleagues. This is a well-deserved recognition. Congratulations.
Let me now introduce our stage party. As I read your name, I ask that you stand and remain standing so we can acknowledge you. First, I'm delighted Dr. Lewis Lynn, member of the Board of Trustees, is here with us today. Please help me thank him for his leadership. We also have with us executive officers, deans, and special guests. And as I read each of your names, please stand and remain standing so that we can acknowledge you. I'm asking the audience to please hold your applause until I introduce everyone. Dr. James P. Clemens, President. No, that's okay. We love him too. Let's do this one time. How's that? All right, now let's hold it. All right. Dr. Robert H. Jones, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. Dr. Tanju Karnfeld, Senior Vice President for Research, Scholarship, and Creative Endeavors. Dr. Melissa Smith, Associate Dean in the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences. Dr. Steve Krager, Associate Dean in the College of Science. Dr. Kimberly Poole, Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs and Senior Associate Dean of Students. Dr. Lauren Duffy, President of the Faculty Senate and our University Marshal. Ms. Stacy Miller, Vice President of the Staff Senate. Dr. Natasha Kroom, Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs in the Graduate School. Dr. Marika Van Pembroek, Associate Dean for Professional Development, Health, and Well-Being in the Graduate School. And Dr. William Farrell, Associate Dean for Curriculum and Academic Integrity in the Graduate School. Please join me in thanking them for their service and leadership. I'm delighted to welcome all of you to our May 2024 doctoral hooding ceremony, including the many students, family, and friends who are watching the live stream of today's event. We are so glad that you can join us for this special celebration. Now, I ask you, isn't it wonderful that we get to be here today in this beautiful building to celebrate the amazing accomplishments of our graduates? This ceremony also highlights the critical role of faculty, especially faculty mentors, each of whom spent countless hours working to help you get here today. Without them, none of us would be here today. Please help me to thank them for their excellent and tireless work. One of the best aspects of working in academia is that we get to be part of some of the happiest and most important days of your lives, including graduations. And today is a special day because we all know the immense amount of intense work you had to put in to get here today. We know how truly rare it is to earn a doctoral degree. Now, I've had the honor of participating in this celebration since December of 2020. And every event has been special and memorable in its own way. But today has an additional element in that it launches a year-long celebration of 100 years of graduate education at Clemson University. To commemorate this important milestone, you all received a gold medallion inscribed with the words, "Making the Difference." We know that you will cherish this gift for many years and hope that it will serve as a reminder that you are an important part of the legacy of success at Clemson University. It's interesting to think about all the changes that have happened in graduate education at Clemson over the last 100 years. It all started in 1924, and no, I was not there, when the Board of Trustees awarded a master's degree in education to Mr. Patrick Henry Hobson. Mr. Hobson went on to enjoy a successful career as a superintendent and principal in school systems in South and North Carolina. In one of the documents that we found, students like Mr. Hobson who earned special significant achievements were listed under the title of, and I quote, "special and irregular." I think we can all agree that graduate students are special. Since 1924, and as of this week, we have graduated 51,445 master's and specialist students and 6,763 doctoral students. We have grown from that singular program to 190 different graduate programs. Now, the first doctoral degree was awarded in plant pathology in 1955. Today, we celebrate the graduation of 126 doctoral students in 2 ceremonies. One took place earlier today at 3 o'clock. This is the largest May graduating class we have had to date. And for context, 99 doctoral students graduated last May, and that was the largest class to that point. So we continue to grow. Represented in today's ceremonies are students in 34 different programs earning PhD, DNP, and EDD degrees. Looking back at the students who have earned graduate degrees, they came to the upstate from every state and territory in the US, and a staggering 152 countries around the world, virtually every populated continent. Now, I met some students recently from the country of Madagascar. We actually have 4 students here from that country in our mathematics department. It's humbling to think that these students decided that Clemson in the upstate of South Carolina is the place where they wanted to pursue their educational goals that will serve as a foundation for their careers. Now, to be fair, most of us probably don't know very much about Madagascar. Can anyone here guess their main export? This is a test. No guesses? I'll give you, the foodies in the audience have got to know what this is. There we go. We get an A. It's vanilla bean. See, this is great. You're back in college and you didn't even know it was going to happen. Clearly, we have much to learn about Madagascar. So President Clemens, I want you to know that I enthusiastically volunteer to spend a few weeks there this summer as an ambassador for Clemson University. You got to try. There have been many changes to how students progress at Clemson. Dissertations have transitioned from bound paper copies containing original photographs and sometimes hand-drawn figures to residing in the cloud. Consider what it would mean to tell someone in 1955 that dissertations would someday be housed in the cloud. It's fun to think about what will happen in another 70 or 100 years. What will they look like then? Well, there also used to be a language requirement to ensure that all students would be able to read and understand work in their discipline that would be published in a different language. If we had to do this today, we wouldn't translate, we would just simply upload the text into an online translator and it would do it for us. By the way, I had to meet the language requirement when I was a PhD student. I had to translate a text from French. Naturally, my institution eliminated that requirement the semester after I passed the test. I mean, just saying, right? Some things have remained the same throughout time. The goals remain the same: to grow knowledge, to better understand who we are and our role in the universe, to reimagine the world we live in. To meet these goals, we still get to work with a committee of professors who guide our scholarly endeavors. Now, the students all know the ultimate challenge: to get 4 professors to show up at the same time in the same place for their dissertation defense. Am I right? All right. There are, of course, critical milestones: the coursework, comprehensive exams, committee meetings, and defending the work that is represented in the dissertation. But there's one milestone that is arguably the most important of all, but it won't show up in any graduate handbook, and there's no GS form to fill out, and no box gets checked off. It takes place at a different time in every student's education, but every student meets this milestone. I'm referring to that singular moment when you as a student transition from being dependent on your advisor and the other faculty for direction on your work to taking ownership of your scholarly work. I recall this moment for every one of my students. It happened when they started showing me papers that I should be reading, or articulating that we should be thinking about a different set of experiments, or arguing with me about a different interpretation of results. Every advisor looks forward to this special moment where it's obvious that you got this. You got this. It's a point of pride, and it's a moment that we all cherish. So on behalf of the faculty advisors, past and present, I want to thank the students I want to thank you for giving us this incredible gift. So today marks a transition for you, and it is natural to wonder if you're ready for what comes next. And I can guarantee you're ready. You've met all the milestones. And if you hadn't, your advisors wouldn't let you get to this point. We know that you will pursue very different paths. And we're 100% confident that regardless of the path, you will be successful. You will do great things. Wherever you go, we ask that you remember that your journey took you through Clemson University. And we hope you take pride in the knowledge that you are integral to the legacy of excellence at Clemson University. We will remember you, so please stay in touch because we look forward to hearing about your future successes. My heartfelt congratulations, and go Tigers! So it's now my great pleasure to introduce our Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost at Clemson University, a scholar in the truest sense of the word, Dr. Robert H. Jones.
Thank you so much, John. It's been a pleasure to watch the success of our graduate programs that has been nurtured by all your hard work and leadership. Hello, everybody. I'm super excited to be here with you tonight. This is a great event, very, very special. Now, I'm going to start off by covering a couple of housekeeping items. The graduates, when you come up to the stage, there's a spot right over here. It's got a little X. X marks the spot. Please stand there when you are receiving your hood. That's when we're going to have a photograph, and it's real important to get a good photograph. It's a very special moment. The graduates will be hooded by their major advisor and an associate dean. There is a spot for you here and also photographs as you walk across the stage. You will be crossing the stage and being congratulated by the president. Now, I'd like to share some perspectives on the major advisors for our graduate students. For doctoral students, the major advisor is accomplished faculty member of great importance, and together, the advisor and students spend many hours creating new knowledge and sharing it with the academic community and the public. As you can imagine, their relationship is strong. In fact, it's the core of the student's doctoral education, and it's often the student's most important starting point for a career. For all doctoral students, several faculty, in addition to the major advisor, also provide significant advice and guidance. It truly takes a village to support each of our graduates here today. Clemson University is grateful for the efforts of our faculty advisors and proud of the successes that they and our doctoral students achieve together. And now, it is my great honor to introduce a strong advocate for graduate education and for faculty, a national leader in higher education, a great inspiration for the students, faculty, and staff of Clemson University, and fortunately for us, he's the president of Clemson University, Dr. James P. Clements, who will officially confer today's degrees.
Well, thank you, Dr. Jones, and thank you for the great job you are doing as our Executive Vice President and Provost. We are so fortunate to have this amazing individual as our Provost. Will you please help me thank him for his leadership? Well, good evening. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. I'm honored to be here with you on this very special day. Welcome to our doctoral hooding ceremony. Let me start by saying to all who are graduating today, I'm really proud of you. And I'm thrilled that we are together today to celebrate you as you walk across the stage and properly mark this major achievement in your life. You did it. You made it to the finish line. Today we celebrate your hard work and your incredible accomplishments and the value and importance of graduate education at Clemson. We recognize the contributions that you have made through your studies and your research that is driving innovation and generating new ideas and expanding the knowledge base of Clemson and the world. As you very well know, doctoral education is a very lengthy, very challenging, and very demanding process. Only about 2% of the U.S. population has earned a doctorate, but you did it. And the truth is, you had a lot of help along the way and a lot of support. So let's take a moment to recognize the family members and friends who nurtured you and who supported you and to help to make this day possible. To all of the moms and the dads, the spouses, the grandparents, the children, the siblings, the aunts, the uncles, the friends, and the mentors who are here today, you honor us and these graduates with your presence. We owe each of you special thanks for the important role that you played in helping these amazing scholars achieve this goal. Would you please help me thank all of those in attendance? I also want to recognize and thank our very talented faculty and dedicated staff whose commitment to excellence helped to ensure your success here at Clemson. I would like to ask our faculty and staff who are present to please stand and accept our thanks. I would also like to extend my congratulations to any faculty or staff members who have furthered their education and who are receiving their doctoral degrees tonight. In preparing for today's ceremony, I thought back on my own academic experience. I remember my elementary school teachers calling me professor because I was a very serious student and I wanted to help others learn the subject matter. I remember the first day as an undergraduate student, sitting in my very first class, listening to my professor and knowing that was exactly what I wanted to be. That was and still is my dream job. Little did I know at that time just how much effort and hard work it would take to qualify for my dream job. You've heard about the previous language requirements in order to graduate with a doctoral degree. Well, Dr. Lopes, I had to learn new languages on my doctoral journey as well, but based on the nature of my field, the languages that I studied were C, C++, SQL, and numerous other programming languages. And I remember one of the most important lessons I learned from my parents, and that was the importance of a college education. My parents didn't have the opportunity to go to college due to financial constraints, but they instilled in me and my 3 older siblings the value of a quality education. They urged us to be passionate about the transformational, life-changing power of education. We were the first generation in my family to go to college, and we were taught that education was the path to a better future, not just for an individual, but for society as a whole. And we listened. Between me and my 3 older siblings, we actually earned 11 college degrees, including 7 graduate degrees and 1 honorary doctorate. And I believe one of the proudest days for my parents was the day that my brother and I received our PhDs side by side on stage. And that is, to this day, one of my favorite memories. And I hope that today is a day that you will treasure for always and think back on for many years to come. You have demonstrated incredible courage and incredible determination to earn your doctorate. Many of you began working on your doctorate through an unprecedented global pandemic. Many of you have children, spouses, parents, or other loved ones who you had to care for during your journey. You had jobs or research assistantships that also required your time and your attention. Some of you were also first-generation graduate students, like I was. And earning a doctorate isn't a quick process. It's a journey, and that journey takes years of your life. And usually at a season in life where there's a lot of change. It's not easy to obtain a doctorate. As I mentioned earlier, only about 2% of the population in the United States has a doctoral degree. When I talk to individuals who recently completed their doctorate and ask them to describe their experience and what helped them to persist and graduate, they often say it's a true testament of perseverance. They just couldn't give up, and you didn't give up. You were determined to make it, and you did. They also say that it can be lonely and that you need a good support system, but ultimately it is you who has to do the work, you who has to do the research, and you who has to put in the time and the effort. Indeed, it takes determination and courage. You are each determined and courageous scholars. These are traits that will serve you well in your entire life. So please never lose those traits. And as our student speaker, soon to be Dr. Bailey Meehan, shared with us, today is a day to celebrate all you have accomplished and to reflect on all the individuals who helped you get to today and who inspired you and who inspire you to turn around and mentor those who are following in your footsteps. As you enter this next chapter in your life, I encourage you to reflect on the positive seeds that people have planted along the way. For me, I think of things like my teachers calling me professor when I was in elementary school, my parents instilling in me the importance of education, and a mentor telling me he could see me as a university president. They were all planting seeds in my life, and for that, I'm forever grateful. And I want to challenge you, as you reflect on your own life, to pay that gratitude forward and plant a seed. And I want you all to look at the gold medallions that you received today in celebration of 100 years of graduate education here at Clemson. And really think about what it says. It says, make the difference. Make the difference. It doesn't say, try to make a difference. It says, make the difference. That's my challenge to each and every one of you. Make the difference. You never know what impact you will have along the way. The impact and influence you will have in someone else's life. Maybe you will influence that person to become a Clemson Tiger, and maybe they will earn a doctoral degree just like you are about to do. Unfortunately, 2 members of our graduate student community have passed away and will be receiving their degrees posthumously. Tonight, we honor their contributions to the programs, to the Clemson community, to their families and supporters, and we honor their contributions to the world. As their names are read, we invite the families to the stage to receive their degree.
Dr. Alberta Ama Odure Cordy.
Accepting the degree on behalf of Alberta is her father, Albert Corte.
Abina Ofori.
Accepting the degree on behalf of Abina are her aunts Lucy Dua Williams and Philomena Dua. In addition to the degree, Abina was also posthumously awarded the Graduate School's Frankie O. Felder Award for Excellence. One nominator wrote, Abena saw opportunities for change, for greater community, and ways to move forward with our best efforts in the writing lab. It is because of her insights we have developed more opportunities. Her legacy will continue.
I would now like to ask the candidates for the doctoral degree to please stand. They do deserve a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my immense pleasure to present to you the doctoral class of 2024. By the authority vested in me by the Clemson University Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the doctoral degree with all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto, and as testimony thereof, I present you with a doctorate from the university. Congratulations. You may now be seated. We will ask you to please come forward with your advisor or designee.
The College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences. Dr. Lindsay Kerbal. Dr. Nancy Chen. Dr. Kavya Ganesan. Dr. Kavin Samir Sheikh. Dr. Tatiana Stepanova. Dr. Cameron Aridzadeh. Dr. Alireza Zarai. Dr. Yiming Ye. Dr. Wishwas Power.
Great. Dr. Ryan Walker Bars.
Dr. Kyle Patrick Cannon. Dr. Mario Joseph Krusig. Dr. Charlie M. Goodwin. Dr. Brittany Nicolette Hudson. Dr. Brenda Uchechi Okereke. Dr. Megan Elise Jordal Pitts. Dr. Simar Preet Singh. Dr. Shu-Chun Sun. Dr. Salman bin Kashef. Dr. Xu Ting Wang. Dr. Abena Adejwa Williams. Dr. Haley Rose Hostetter. Dr. Vishnu Saketh Jella. Dr. Zakia Tasnim. Dr. Laxman Timilsina. Dr. Waishika Tashiana Austin. Dr. Sarah Elizabeth Donaher. Dr. Clayton J. Culbreth. Dr. Haley Wendelin Jones. Dr. Bailey Michael Meehan. Dr. Thomasina Hyde Clark Zengel. Dr. Simei Jai. Dr. Ding Qian Ding. Dr. Kuwei Li. Dr. Madhura Vidyahar Lemay. Dr. Lucas M. Morand. Dr. Stephanie Tussey. Dr. Yongji Wu. the College of Science. Dr. Victoria A. Riley. Dr. Lucas de Brito Aires. Dr. Chathurika Jayani Koskalana. Dr. Wei Zhong Liang. Dr. Xu Yu Zhang. Dr. Sarah M. Kelly. Dr. Yang Yi Lee. Dr. Caroline Marie Kerfanta. Dr. Hemanta Kunwar. Dr. Sandra Annie Tsiring Tsu. Dr. Zhang Xin Wang. Dr. Peter Westerbaum. Dr. Melanie Key. Dr. Timothy Joseph Burke. Dr. Danielle Latham. Dr. Andrea Luna Pizzetti.
Now, I think our newest doctoral degree recipients deserve a little louder round of applause. Congratulations to each and every one of you. I want you to know that I'm really proud of each of you. And I know that you will continue to make us proud. And more importantly, I know that you will make a positive difference in the world. I hope that your Clemson experience has been everything that you hoped it would be, and that we instilled in you the core values that we hold so dear: integrity, respect, diversity, patriotism, excellence, and self-reliance. I hope that we challenged you and inspired you to think critically and to be engaged with your community and the world. You just earned your doctorate from our Carnegie Tier 1 Research Institution, a very prestigious group of universities in the United States, classified as having the highest level of research activity. You leave this university with exceptional academic credentials, and I encourage you to use your talents and your education to make a positive difference. Some of you earned your undergraduate or master's degrees at Clemson, so you already know that a Clemson degree is highly regarded around the globe. And you know that the Clemson family is very special and very real. For those of you who earned your previous degree at another institution, today you become a Clemson alumnus and join a family with more than 182,000 living members around the world. All of you are forever connected to this university and to this community of scholars and to every member of the Clemson family. And as a part of the Clemson family, I also want to challenge you to be the supportive friend, the loving family member, the same type of caring mentor for someone else, just like you had during your educational journey here at Clemson. And I ask you again to use the incredible knowledge that you gained and the research you performed to have a positive impact on others. Congratulations again. I know you're going to make the world a better place. Go Tigers.
Will you please stand and join in the singing the Clemson alma mater? Please remain standing for the recessional of the stage party, followed by the graduates. You are dismissed after the graduates exit the auditorium.